raising prices, removing accessories, removing windows. For some people, that's a serious problem. And then just overall quality problems. Is Hasbro just really giving us the biggest loads of crap that we could possibly be spending our money on? Give me just a second. I'm so sorry. Hello? Yes. Yes. Yes, sir? Right. Yes. Yes, sir. All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pinkerton. Hasbro is one of the best companies that we've ever been able to experience in our lifetimes, and it is an honor that I have this item before me to take the time. It's like, how lucky am I that I could order this from Hasbro and get it later than everybody else? I should be happy. And to get it later than people walking into Target, this is an honor. I am thankful and blessed to be able to experience this Hasbro item because they are one of the greatest companies in the world. And that is my true honest opinion. And it is not influenced by anything or anyone. Let's get into it. Here we go. We got Luke Skywalker. You can't say no to a Luke Skywalker. But the thing is with this, I ordered him many months ago. And I was very excited because it's got a soft goods in it. And I actually hadn't had much experience with Hasbro prior to ordering this thing. So it is what it is. We're looking at the package here. So it's got that beautiful render, which looks really, really nice. Actually, the render is incredible. And the figure will look exactly like it, okay? Shh. But I love the gloss that's going on here and the matte packaging. So they've done a nice job on packaging here, which is not always the case. Now on the back of it, we get a little bio. No big deal. It's just specifically from the Mandalorian. It's the end of that episode that we all cherish forever. And then you get a, hey, he's 5'7". Me too. So pretty straightforward, nothing spectacular about the box, so let's open it up and take a look. Kind of the way Hasbro does things with the packaging. Of course, they are going back to the, did I just kick camera twice, 3 times? I'm so sorry. This is what Hasbro went to with the plastic free, which I was a fan of. Obviously, there are a lot of downsides to it for a lot of people, but they are going back to windowed packages, which we've seen, I think, even with some of the announcements for today, May 4th. So I don't know if I'll get this video out today, but May the 4th be with you. We've got our figures wrapped in their paper, their little burrito shells, and then one accessory. I mean, you could consider the cloth piece an accessory, but look, he's just a warm, comfy little burrito waiting to be devoured. I don't know what that means. I've lost what I was getting at, but I don't like that the edges of this robe, or whatever, hooded thing, they're not like sewn. So are these gonna fray and just become gross over time? We shall see. But, you know, first glance, this is a pretty solid figure. I mean, it was a little pricey, wasn't it? So $24.99 for this Luke Skywalker, who feels, you know, just about the same as any Hasbro item, but he kind of, this cloak thing seems like it's really just choking him. It doesn't look great. Let's take it off for a moment and look at our Luke Skywalker, who is the most similar version to Return of the Jedi, of course. All black. Good guys wear all black, apparently. What happened to that, Luke? You went from all white, being the New Hope, to going all black. That's kind of evil. You kind of went to the dark side, didn't you? Not a lot to say as far as the build, and it's just as everyone expects, I think. The likeness is actually pretty good, though, and the hair is maybe one of the better looking sculpts. What am I trying to say? This might be one of the better head sculpts for a Luke Skywalker by Hasbro, not only for the likeness, but also because of the hair. Not dumb looking. It's typical Hasbro in the sense that, you know, looks like plastic because it is, but it doesn't have a lot of paint going on as far as like the skin doesn't seem great. Like it's got that gloss, kind of semi-gloss thing going on. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? You like this kind of semi-glossness of skin, or do you prefer something a little more mattified? So he's got this piece here, which actually looks like you could probably take it off of him if you take him apart. but I appreciate, I guess, that there are layers going on here. It's not just molded into the upper body. And then this lower half, it is a softer plastic, but there's no cut anywhere, so it might hinder some things, but doesn't seem to. So you can still get some pretty good splits. Not that Luke was out there doing some Van Damme action, but if you need him to, he can. The sleeves on this are kind of doing that like cover up the elbow thing on the arms. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's fine when the arms are down, but then you kind of get this like odd, I don't know what kind of hinge this is. This is a very long hinge down the front of the arm, which I am not really enjoying as far as sculpt goes, but it's all black, so it does tend to hide it pretty well. But then, yeah, I don't know. Something just also seems off about the way that's angled. Otherwise, I mean, as far as the figure goes, we've got some semi-gloss, we've got some kind of almost matte finish going on here. A lot of articulation as far as the, you know, for somebody in this range of figures, you're gonna get some decent articulation, some butterfly shoulders or whatever. So you're getting some really good range in that upper arm area. And then rotation at the elbow, so you can get this like really awkward looking cut if you wanted to. Yeah, see what I mean? That's a little strange. But we've got all the typical things you could possibly want. The best thing is that the hands are doing this direction. Keep your mind out of the gutter, Tim. Tim, hey, look at me, dude. This is just an action figure, man. Don't get all weird with it and just be like, oh, look at the hands. Dude, don't make that joke. That's not the kind of jokes that we make here on this channel, okay? Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just talking, we're doing things. He's got all the articulation you could want out of a boy. Look at that. Beep, boop, beep, boop. He's got the thigh cut, which is Hasbro's like freaking staple, man. But it does hide underneath his little skirt. Knees are fine, I guess. It's kind of an ugly sculpt when it bends, but when it's defaulted, that looks good. Like that looks fine, but once you open it, it's kind of awkward. Now, rotation is at the knee and at the boot, so that's good. And then you got the typical ankle rocker thing. So no biggie. Smalls. What else is there to talk about? I mean, we got this cloak thing that I wasn't really enjoying on him because it just looked like he was really uncomfortable. It gets stuffy. Like, oh, I can't wait to get in the house and take this thing off. I don't know if it's worth being that mysterious when I'm that uncomfortable. Jeez. Look at that. Is it just, are they all just kind of like randomly cut? Or are they all cut like this? What's going on with this little corner piece that's sticking out? Let's see if I can get this camera on each side of it. And it's not coming across on the camera. So there you go. Little triangle piece, and it is on both sides of the neck. Ugh, camera work. I need a cameraman to do the work for me. So, yeah, I don't know. The cloak thing is actually one of the biggest sellers for this figure for me when I first saw it last year and pre-ordered it, but it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. It sets a little bit odd on his face. It seems a little too big. The cuts are strange. The corner pieces, I don't know. You're gonna have to really work this thing to get like a nice, comfortable shape. And man, does he not look like a villain, right? He's a bad guy. Why did we dress him in all black? What happened? Why did we make him look like the villain? It's just cool looking. He's like, oh, dude, you look cool, man. No, he's supposed to be in all white. Obviously, that's just gonna anger people in the Star Wars community, but I don't care. I started off angering the Hasbro people. All right, so look, he's a lightsaber guy, but both of his hands are open. Biggest problem here, no accessories other than a lightsaber, and I guess you could consider the cloth, but what's he need? You tell me. One, we're gonna say it. Look, we're both gonna say what he needs. What is he missing? We're both gonna say it. Okay, on a count of three. 1, 2, 3. Force push hands. Yes. Yes. Oh man, I'm so glad that we are all on the same page and that we said it all at the exact same time. That's so funny, especially for being the fact that this is a pre-recorded video. You're so silly. But look, I don't know. I've never had a Luke Skywalker figure, okay? That's just the true fact of this guy. I've never had that, but now I do, and it feels fine. I'm just bummed that he's got two hands for holding, and this is clearly a shooting hand that they just used from somebody else. He's supposed to have a blaster. That is a hand that holds a blaster, and you don't believe me? I'll freaking show you. We're gonna take his wife's gun, Mara Jade. If you don't know, yeah, that's his wife, okay? From some cool books that I've never read. How cool. All right, so look, there. He's got a blaster in his hand. You can't tell me that that hand isn't made for a blaster, and he doesn't come with one. It's stupid. Come on, what? Listen, yeah. Did he use blasters at some point? First movie? Definitely did. But not when he's running around destroying freaking robots in Mandalorian. Unless I don't remember, did he have a blaster? It doesn't matter, he doesn't come with one here. And it's not for flipping that little switch, because that's stupid looking. That's stupid looking. What is happening? Hasbro, you've lost your freaking mind. And I know you're not a single person, single entity of a thing, but you represent something. I'm gonna get too mad and then you get another call from the Pinkertons, and I don't want that, okay? They're really mean. They will storm your house and they will bully you, just like they did back whenever the railroad strikes happened. And this is like way before our time, like 1800s or something. Listen, Pinkertons are a bunch of douchebags. Imagine having that last name and trying to live out your life and not be a douchebag. It's just kind of like, oh, it's in our blood, man. I'm not technically even related to him. I like things like this, where you can hook the saber onto his little hooky-doo, except for it doesn't seem to want to do that. So it's less of a hook and more of a just like protruding little nub. So, yep, nub. I don't know if we can get this on there. They're both triangle shapes. So if you push hard enough, you either get it on there or you break something. But this piece is so soft, you might not be able to get it on there. Bear with me, folks. I'll be right back. Yeah, it just barely gets on there. It's definitely, see? That's stupid. But there you go. You got stuff. You do stuff with the things. You things with the stuff. And that's about it. So, 25 bucks. Where everybody's gonna be like, inflation. I think it's $23, whatever. We'll say that the 24 bucks is just pure inflation, and this would have been a $20 item. Now, before inflation, before Hasbro started making like Dungeons and Dragons figures that were falling apart, what do we think about the accessories and stuff? Did they used to come with more stuff? Because this is stupid. You should absolutely get some extra accessories, and if anything, just put this hand somewhere else and give me a push hand. Force push, that's kind of his jam. Yeah, I don't know. I hate that this is a finger for shooting things and less about holding a lightsaber. Of course, I don't know. Maybe it's, I say that and maybe this is exactly why they did that, because the big old button thing on his lightsaber. My biggest gripes with this entire thing is that the cowl thing is just very uncomfortable looking on him. And I thought for sure that this was going to be like a nice add-on, but he just looks so uncomfortable in it. Does everybody else's look like that? Like just so stuffy and... now, as far as this, Mara Jade does not come with this cloak. This is a cloak that I bought off of Etsy from a seller on there, and it's fine, it's okay. It's wired all the way down though. So the hood is wired, and this is wired. And it's not specifically made for her, but it's made for 6-inch figures. And what does that mean? Well, I don't really have anybody else to put it on except for her for that color. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. All right, so Luke Skywalker, 25 bucks. Is he worth that price? We're gonna say because of inflation. Yeah, I guess so. All my problems with Hasbro still are there. Definitely there. Whatever. This is not supposed to be a complaining segment. It's Hasbro, so of course it's gonna be a little bit. Listen, regardless of whether you like Hasbro and those figures and stuff, that's fine. I hope you can enjoy all of their stuff. I don't like being bothered by the things so easily sometimes, but don't forget that there's a lot of other stuff on this channel, so like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. You know, the typical BS crap you gotta say in every single YouTube video that I almost always forget about. I said it just now, so do it. please? I don't know what I'm doing or saying anymore. Anyway, enjoy this posing segment, I guess.